Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here, doing an updated video on who's going to win the national championship for college football next season. Remember, it's the playoffs. There's going to be a lot of different changes. There could be injuries. There's things of that nature. So futures bets are always very difficult. But I maybe want to steer you guys away from certain futures bets and towards others. So if you look at this, I think there's only about 4 teams that are viable to win the national championship next year. I look at Georgia and I say, yes, Carson Beck is him, one of the top 3 passers returning from last season. They got a new running back in Etienne. They have quality players. They have depth, and they have great coaching. So I really like Georgia. At the same time, it's going to be a gauntlet. You don't know if they're going to stay healthy. You don't know what's going to happen in the spring transfer portal. So I might wait and hold off because the spring transfer portal can make or break certain teams and give them an opportunity to be great. Looking at Ohio State, to me, they're the favorite. Ohio State, and at plus 500, it makes sense. They have everything you need. They have a good quarterback, Will Howard, with weapons. He never had weapons at K-State. He has them now. Emeka coming back. Several players coming back. Stud, Sawyer on defense. Defensive players just everywhere. Everywhere. Every stud you can think of, and obviously Quinshon Judkins transferring in really boosts Ohio State's chances of being dominant on the offensive end, and I think their defense will be stifling. I know a lot of people make fun of things like Coach Ryan Day, but with a new offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, I'm serious, with it all lining up perfectly, they look better than they are last year. And I think this is their year. And at plus 500, it makes sense. Texas at plus 700, also a value that I think is worth talking about. I don't think Alabama's a realistic option at this point. I really don't. They've lost too much in the secondary and wide receivers. And then you look at Oregon. They got themselves Dylan Gabriel, the 9th leading passer from last year. I really believe Oregon's going to be loaded. Get them into the playoffs. Last season, they only lost 2 games. Both of them were to Washington. We don't know how good they were or how bad they were. The only team they didn't beat was Washington, who was the national champion runner-up. So I could go as far as saying Oregon could be the 3rd best team in the country last year. And we just don't know because they never got a chance to prove it. They ended up having to play Liberty in a bowl game and beat them a lot to a little. I think Oregon's a very good team. I think they're on pace, and that value is insane. So if you wanted to throw a unit on some of these teams, obviously Georgia, you can only throw 3 units out there and still make a profit. So if you want to hedge your bet, you can go Georgia, pick your 3 best teams, and you're going to make your money if you do the math that way. The only other team down here that even intrigues me for national championship, there's 2, but the really one is down here is Ole Miss. If they can somehow stay relevant with Ulysses Bennett at running back, with Diggs coming in, he just transferred in from LSU, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin, they really look good. Trey Harris can't be covered. Ole Miss looks impressive. They intrigue me. I don't necessarily know. You can throw a quarter of a unit on it. It's at plus 1,500. But I really like Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon. Those 4 feel very real. I think that you can bet a futures bet and hope it hits. It's at the end of the year. You might hit it. So good luck, MVPs. Hope you liked the video. If you've already seen this content, shout out to you. Thank you guys for being here. Peace.